was our 3-month anniversary of getting on the road. So I thought we would do a little pro and cons list. 3 months doesn't seem like a long time, but I think that's probably enough to get an idea of things that you like and don't like about RVing. You know, we've had really great campgrounds and not so great campgrounds. We've seen amazing things and some flops. We've had periods where everything was going smoothly and it was wonderful, and periods where it felt like everything was falling apart. So we're gonna check in with everyone and see how everyone feels about RVing now that it's been 3 months.
But what about RVing in general? What do you like about living in an RV?
Well, I really like that, that again, I have my own room and area, my bunk.
Yep.
And it's really cool in there because, like, I feel like I have, like my own little corner of area, like something. And it's really neat.
Do you feel like you have enough privacy?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. There were a problem with some of the kids looking,
Yes.
peeking through his curtains, right?
Uh-huh.
What don't you like about living in an RV?
Well.
I think we have a big list coming.
Well, for starters, I don't really like when the pets roughhouse on the floor, and since there's not much space, things get knocked over and we get hurt, and we usually have to, pick things up.
So how has the friend situation been since we've been traveling?
It's been good.
Yeah. Have you been able to stay in touch with your friends back home?
Yes. I've been texting them and emailing them. Occasionally I'll run into them on Minecraft. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you been able to meet any friends on the road?
Yeah. Just the other day, when we went to the park, me and some other kids played freeze tag.
That was with a group of full-time families. We all met up and got a chance to socialize a bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And and we got to see Eli, right? Your friend that lives in Texas.
Yeah.
Yep, that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been okay not having your friends that you see every week, like back home.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been okay.
Thought so.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What about the actual traveling part, like the seeing new places, or actual travel days? Like, what do you think about that in general?
Oh, the travel days are kind of hard because we have to pack, unpack, move, unmove. No, wait, not unmove. We have to move, we have to pack, we have to unpack. Lots of hours in the car.
Yeah, travel days are kind of hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Trying to keep Luna out of the food.
Yep. But so what about seeing new places?
It's really neat. I really like it, especially White Sands and the Three Rivers petroglyphs.
You like the petroglyphs? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And your favorites have been White Sands?
White Sands, the Three Rivers petroglyphs.
Yeah.
I love the wind.
The wind there, yeah, that was crazy. That was a lot of wind.
I also really like the Houston Space Center.
Mm-hmm.
We got to go inside Mission Control.
Yeah, that was cool.
And then, Carlsbad.
Yeah, all right. And what are you looking forward to?
I am looking forward to the Trinity site.
Well, so the Trinity site is where the first atomic bomb was tested. And you can only go into the site twice a year. So it's actually lucky that we're here a little longer than we were originally supposed to be, because otherwise we would have missed it. So that's coming up. That's April 7th, I think, the first Saturday in April. So you're looking forward to that?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Anything else?
July 4th in Massachusetts is really good.
Yeah.
The parades, the barbecue,
Fireworks.
the fireworks.
Yeah. We'll get to see friends and Emma and Ivy and Auntie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing your thoughts with us.
No problem.
All right.
Thank you.
Let's hear from the others, right?
All right, Locke. You ready to give us your pros and cons of RVing?
Sure.
Okay. I know there's probably going to be a lot of cons, but try not to make Mommy cry too much. All right, go ahead. You want to start with pros or cons?
Pros, I guess.
Okay, so what are some of the pros of RVing?
I guess that there's closet space.
Closet space? Okay.
And,
Anything else, Lachlan?
not really. I mean, I used to like the fireplace, but then it got fried.
Yeah, that was kind of frustrating,
Mhm.
huh? Yeah. What else do you like about RVing? Do you like seeing new places?
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah. Like, what places have you liked?
I liked Austin and Alamogordo, which is where we are.
Yeah. Do you know what it was about Austin that you liked?
I liked Hamilton Pool and the city.
You like the city? Yeah. And you like Alamogordo just in general, or do you like White Sands?
In general,
or
I like the entire area.
the entire area? Okay, cool. What else? Is there any other good things about RVing?
Not that I can think of.
No? What else do you want to share? You want to share some cons about RVing?
Sure.
Okay. What don't you like about RVing?
I don't like how there are electrical problems that I find them more common in an RV than in a house.
Really?
hmm
Okay.
I don't like the slides just in general.
Hold on. What about the slides?
Just everything about them. I don't like how they function. I don't like everything about the slides.
You don't like that they give us more room, or you don't like it because it makes you nervous when
I
they
just
open and close?
Don't like the slides in general.
Okay. Anything else that you want to share?
I guess the part about it being hard to make friends in an RV, especially because you know that in like a week you're gonna have to leave them forever.
Okay. You remember how we've talked about how we'll be able to see these people again, right? It's hard to remember that sometimes, huh?
I remember it all the time.
You do.
I
Okay.
don't believe it.
You don't believe it. Oh, okay. I see.
There's way too little space.
Yeah, it is tough living in a tight space sometimes, huh? Yeah. Anything else?
I can't think of any right now.
Okay. So, are you okay with us RVing for a while longer, or do you wish we were back in a house now?
I wish we
Or-
were back in a house now.
You do. Yeah. Even though it is fun going to new places, you don't
Mhm.
think it's worth it?
No.
No. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing, Lachlan. Thank you for being honest. Yeah. Well, that was kind of hard to hear. Not that it's surprising or anything. Lachlan has always been the most anxious out of our kids, which means he tends to worry about things like the slides going in and out and things breaking. That's why, like he mentioned, the electricity. He worries about the pets and whether or not they're safe. And he has a hard time holding the good and the bad in his mind at the same time. So, we'll go out and we'll do something fun, and he'll just be so excited and happy and, raving about how this is the best thing ever and how he loves it. And, then we get back to the RV and that just kind of like flies out the window. And, he focuses on the negative. So, it's hard. We are not really the types to disregard our kids' feelings. When we were first thinking about RVing, he really didn't want to. And it took a long time to get him to feel comfortable with the idea. But if he had said no flat out, we wouldn't have done it. And so, we do really care about the kids' feelings, and we wouldn't make him do this if he really wanted to stop. But on the other hand, I think we have a better idea of his overall experience RVing. It's easier for us to keep in mind what things he does enjoy and what things he doesn't enjoy. And And it does balance out a lot for him. You know, I mean, if you ask him what he feels about RVing, obviously, as you just saw, he's going to focus on the negatives. But, you know, we're with him all the time, and he's really not miserable or grouchy all the time like it might seem. Out of all the kids, I think he enjoys being outside the most. I think he enjoys hiking the most and biking and being active, and those things are definitely more conducive to this lifestyle. You know, when we were living stationary, we didn't do those things a whole lot. So I know he's definitely enjoying the new places and getting to travel and explore. It's just, he doesn't quite believe me when I explain that, you know, he will make friends. I mean, we've only been doing this for 3 months. We've met up with like 4 or 5 full-time families so far. Actually, just in the last month since we've been in Alamogordo. And we just bought into the 1,000 Trails membership system. So, you know, I've told him that, you know, we'll be seeing a lot more kids when we start using 1,000 Trails campgrounds. You know, especially when we spend some time in the winter in Florida. And then, you know, when we go back to Massachusetts for the summer, he'll be seeing all of his friends from up there. And, you know, hopefully we'll get to spend a lot more time with them since we'll be in the area longer. And maybe we can even do camping trips with friends, which, you know, as I've explained to him over and over and over again, it does end up being more time with friends than when we're stationary. It just doesn't feel like that, I guess, when you're Lachlan. All right, Fiona, will you share some of your pros and cons with us?
Yes.
Yeah? What are the pros of RVing so far that you've discovered?
I like going to new places, like White Sands,
White Sands?
and Houston, and New Orleans.
What did you like about Houston?
And
Did I interrupt you? And Carlsbad too?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know Carlsbad, you liked the caverns,
Yeah.
right? And you liked the state park we were in there.
Yeah.
What was so cool about that state park?
There were so many rocks that now they'll decide to start building a fort.
Yeah, there was a big open space leading down to the lake behind our RV, and you guys had fun playing out there a lot,
Yeah.
huh? Yeah. What about Houston? What did you like about Houston?
I liked that we got to see friends there. And
Oh, that wasn't Houston. That was Austin.
Oh, wait, no.
That was Austin. Whoops. Okay, so you liked Austin because we got to see we got to see your friends.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. That was really
And
fun.
I liked Houston because that was where we got serious.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Houston is where we got serious.
Yeah.
So what else? Are there any other good things that you like about RVing?
I also like that you can try so many new foods.
Yes. We have tried lots of new foods.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you've tried that you've liked? Can you think of anything specific?
Beignets.
Beignets. Oh my gosh. Who would not like beignets?
If you're allergic to sugar and fried dough.
Oh,
Or just one of those. Or you don't like sugar or fried dough.
you have a point.
Because it's just sugar and fried dough.
Yeah. All right, so what else? Is there anything about the RV itself that you like?
I like that that after you get used to it, after like a couple days, it seems so big.
It seems big. Yeah.
And if there's bunk beds, you either get the top bed or the bottom bed. And I really like that it's so dark in my bed.
You like that? It's like a cozy
Yeah.
little den for you, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the upside down.
The upside down. Well, that wouldn't be cozy, would it?
What?
I don't want your bed to be like the upside down.
Well, I did make a Demodog constellation.
Oh my goodness. You are just a Stranger Things nut, aren't you? Yeah.
Yes, I will become a nut.
Yeah. All right. Any other good things you want to share, or should we move on to the bad things? The cons.
The bad things.
Bad things. Okay. What are the bad things about RVing? What are the
You
cons?
have to move a lot. Unless if your truck breaks down or you want to save up money for internet.
Yeah. So moving so often is kind of tiring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, it is hard to leave friends. It's hard to leave friends that you've made.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, the littles have made friends here in this RV park, and I think we're all going to be sad when we have to go our separate ways. Huh? Any other cons? Any other bad parts of RVing? Is there anything else that you don't like about the RV itself?
Sometimes it gets annoying being in a small space, and you just want alone time, but you can still hear your siblings talking while you're in your bed.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just want to go outside, and if you're at Desert Paradise, just go out into the desert and run around out there.
Yep. So you can have visual privacy in the RV because you can pull your curtain shut.
Yeah.
But you can still hear everybody else. I've got to get you set up with your headphones and Pandora or something so you can listen to music. Anything else? Anything else you want to share about RVing?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Okay. Well, thank you for sharing some of your thoughts and feelings, Fiona.
You're welcome.
Niall, do you think you can tell us some of the pros and cons of living in an RV?
Sup.
What are some of the things you like about living in an RV, Niall?
We would manage to get a really cute dog when we gone to Texas.
Yeah, we got Sirius in Texas.
Yeah, and when every single dingle little moving day, me and Dad get in the truck and we go for a long drive. We can play screen time, do fun stuff, have stuff to eat on our way.
Yeah, your daddy's moving buddy, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you keep him company in the truck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we get to be with the kitties.
Mm-hmm. And the kitties go with you?
Yeah, they're so cute.
Yeah. What are some other things you like about RVing?
We get to see stuff. We got to go to Pistachio Land. So much pistachios all over the map.
Niall, you liked the pistachios at Pistachio Land?
Like imagine a map and then just a bunch of pistachios all over it. Pistachios all over the map.
All right. What else? Are there any other places you really enjoyed going to?
Yeah.
Like what?
White Sands.
White Sands was fun. Niall, what were some of the other places you liked going to?
New Orleans.
You like New Orleans?
But I'm not telling you why.
Was it the beignets?
She did not just say beignets.
All right, put your hand down. All right, what else? What else do you like about RVing?
So, we have privacy curtains.
You like the privacy curtains on your bunks?
And more cuddly places for the kitties and the puppies.
Yeah. Niall, are there any other things you like about RVing?
Yeah, only a few.
Like what? Tell me.
Daddy can stay home. You can stay home every single dingle little day.
You like that Daddy doesn't have to go into work?
Yeah!
So let's move on then. So what don't you like about RVing?
I do not like taking showers these days.
You don't like taking showers in the
Wanna know
bathhouse?
why?
Why?
Because it's a little harder since we have to take showers in a clubhouse.
Yeah.
Even if there's like no single dingle little bathhouse, you still need to take a shower.
Well, we can shower in here if we need to.
every time we go to White Sands, we have to take a shower. Ah! Ah!
Oh, okay.
Destroy the camera.
That's because you get so sandy. Is there anything else you don't like about the RV? Or living in an RV? Or traveling?
Yeah.
What?
Every single dingle, piddle, imbecile, little moving day. You have to pack up every single dingle little thing.
What's with all this single dingle thing? What is that?
Single dingle.
Alright, but so you don't like having to pack up when it's a moving day?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else now? Is there anything else you want to share?
Oh.
That's about it. Oh, was it bedtime? Bedtime. Well, thank you for sharing with us, Niall. Hopefully you got something interesting out of hearing his perspective. So, 3 months on the road, 2 months on the road, 1 month stationary. But either way, let's talk about our pros and cons.
Okay.
All right.
For pros, I think a lot of what we've been dreaming about for months and months and months leading up to actually traveling, as far as, you know, seeing new things and all that, it delivered. I mean, I've seen a lot of stuff that I had never imagined. I didn't think it would be as cool as it was. You know, landscapes and things that I had never pictured before. So I think, you know, a big pro is that everything we had dreamed of, it really, you know, kind of delivered. I never thought I'd miss moving days, but you know, you kind of get used to the built-in cleaning day and being able to pack up and.
Are you saying I don't clean unless we're moving?
That's not what I'm saying at all. Of course not. Another pro is that during the moving days, I sure enjoyed listening to lots of long podcasts while we drove for 5, 6, 8 hours at a time. Niall would ride with me in the truck, and I would enjoy having him in the truck while we listened to podcasts and listen to the cats meow piteously. One of the cons is that obviously there's not a lot of kitchen space in an RV. And I do most of the cooking, and so that gets a little bit on my nerves. It's kind of tough having a space to prepare something as well as cook it. There's really not enough room on our stove, even though there are 3 burners. There's really not enough room to have a pan, like a skillet, and a pot. So I can't make pasta at the same time I'm preparing like a meat or something like that. But recently we got an electric skillet, and that's probably one of my favorite purchases since we've started RVing. Another con is that I work from the RV. I work, Monday through Friday. I work remotely. I have an office in Orlando, and so I'm just right now sitting at the dinette. I have my laptop and a monitor and keyboard sitting at the dinette. So I'll come out in the morning, make my coffee, and sit and work. And while I love having everybody around, sometimes it could be a little distracting, a little tough to focus and get stuff done. When we were traveling more frequently, before the truck broke down, the kids would be out. You would be able to take the kids out more.
I would take the kids out more because there was more to cram into 1 week.
Right.
So we were out most afternoons, and we could also plan our outings around if you had a conference call or something that you needed to be on.
Right.
And it's been a little harder.
Yeah.
Here.
But the work still gets done, and it's just it's while it's really fun to have the kids come up to me and give me hugs and ask questions or tell jokes while I'm working, it does make it tougher to focus. We did get a new puppy, and so when the puppy and our other dog get fighting in the evenings or whatever, it can get a little stressful. But we found a cheap water gun from Walmart has helped that a lot. So that seems to be getting better. But overall, the amount of space, it really, I haven't felt too cramped that much. We're currently at a place that has residential bathrooms, which are bathrooms that like you would have in a house. And that makes showering and everything a lot easier and a lot more pleasant. We can use our RV bathroom. It just requires moving the litter box in and out of the tub. And we also have a bit of a leak in our tub right now, which we will get fixed someday. But
I do like the residential bathrooms here more than the state parks and some other places we've stayed at. But I do wish we could shower here. I mean, I'm using the clubhouse showers too, which, it's easier in a lot of ways, but I just get really icked out by bathroom germs. But so that's kind of a pro and a con, I guess. It's a pro for this RV park that the bathrooms are some of the nicest we've been in, but on the other hand, like, I don't, it just icks me out knowing that, someone else has just used the shower before me, and who knows, ugh.
A related con that just occurred to me, when we were planning to go RVing, one of the things we were thinking we would be able to do a fair amount of was boondocking. And that was kind of exciting, was that, oh yeah, we can go to, like, the BLM sites and things like that and boondock. We learned very, very quickly that we use far too much water. Between, 6, 2 adults, some teenagers, 2 adults, 4 kids, one of which is a teenager, one's kind of on the border of being a teenager, with a bunch of pets. We use far too much water to boondock. So that's been kind of a con. That was a bit disappointing.
Yeah. Well, and it also makes state parks hard, too, because a lot of them don't have sewer hookups. So if we want to stay at a state park that doesn't have a sewer hookup, that means we have to move the RV pretty much every other day. And we will eventually get one of those, a honey wagon, a portable tank that you fill up at the RV, then you bring it over to the dump station, and we'll do that eventually. Because I think we do like state parks a lot.
Oh, I love the state
they've been
parks.
wonderful,
That's
but we're not the best at backing up yet, and it does take a while to pack up. So that is kind of a con. Pros about the RV, I do like having less stuff. I like that there's less stuff to keep track of. I like that, for the most part, things have a place. They're not always in their place, but our RV does have quite a lot of storage. So, if we pick up, it doesn't take that long, which is another thing too.
Yeah.
Cleaning the RV is really pretty quick. Tidying up goes super fast. But we're not always great at that either. So that's a con, I guess, that, when you don't pick up, it gets overwhelming really fast.
Yeah.
So, you have to stay on top of it. Otherwise, like, the clutter just takes over. But it's also pretty easy to pick up. Space-wise, yeah, it's, it is definitely a small space, but it doesn't bother me too much. Sometimes it gets crowded, like when we're all trying to watch the same thing on TV. We don't have enough, like, comfortable seating. Usually there's a kid on the floor or on a stool, or, you know what I mean? And that's something that we'll fix a little bit when we are able to remodel. With the dog, though, it does get crazy. He's still a puppy. He's not quite 16 weeks yet, so he doesn't have all his shots, which means we can't take him to the dog park and give him tons of exercise. So towards the evening, like right around dinner time, is when they get wrestling, and it gets nuts. And we also had a hard time finding a place to crate him. When he was really little, he slept in a cat crate. And that was fine, but he outgrew that after like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And we think he's going to be a big dog. I mean, they told us he was going to be that he's a border collie mix. And then when we brought him to the vet here, the vet's like, no, he's way younger than what they said. He's probably going to be very, very big. So we just don't have the space for a large crate, which, it makes it harder. Like when we go out, we can't just put him in the crate and know he's secure. And at nighttime, we were like trying all sorts of different things to try to keep him secure at night. And
so contraptions that involve multiple bungee cords and
baby gates, laundry baskets.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I mean, he was persistent and got out of pretty much everything. So he sleeps on our bed right now, which is not what I wanted and will not last long if he really does get huge. But he stays on there all night and doesn't have any accidents, so it's not ideal, but so it is kind of stressful having a puppy in an RV. But we knew it was going to be stressful no matter when we got a puppy, so it's kind of like, it is nice having Doug around all the time. for the other stay-at-home moms out there, you know what I mean? When it's like you love your kids, but sometimes like having just company is nice. Like Doug helps a lot around the house during the day when he's supposed to be working. But not more, obviously, you know, in case Doug's boss is watching. Not more than he should. But I mean, even if it weren't for that, like just having another adult in the house, you know, someone to say like, oh, I just saw this funny thing on Facebook, you know, instead of having to like text it to him, you know what I mean? It's like face to face. It's nice. Another pro is that I think our comfort zones have been stretched a lot. I mean, even just like RV stuff, right? Like, deal with a black tank. Okay. Like, you know, or, you know, trying to fix things, which is mainly Doug's stuff. But, you know, when we got to this RV park, there's not really any amenities for the kids. And they did find friends, which is wonderful, but there's nothing for them to do except go play out in the desert. There's just these, like, empty fields that are kind of full of junk.
And kind of like vacant lots.
Yeah. So they'll go out, this is Fiona and Niall, they'll go out and play with their friends out there and come back and tell us like, well, we found a tire and we put it in front of a bush and made it the toilet for our fort. And the kid really likes playing, you know, picking up bottle caps. So whenever we find bottle caps, we pick them up and give them to him. And like, they're talking about playing with trash.
Yes. I mean, there's not a lot of like just regular trash. It's like, you know, car parts.
Yeah,
and
no,
things like
junk.
that.
You know, like, but it's still a lot different from what we're used to.
But it's also a desert. There are a lot of mesquite bushes and things like that, and and probably rattlesnake holes. And
no, I mean, like, so when we were planning on RVing, like, I just had in my head, like, it'll be wonderful. The kids will have all this unstructured free time to play in the woods and make forts, and like, I just didn't think there would be like tires and like old bottles, like, you know, so it's fine. And we've talked to the kids about safety, you know, like they know not to touch sharp things or like syringes or razors. And I don't think they've seen any of that out there.
No.
But, and we've talked about like rattlesnakes and, you know, safety stuff. We've mentioned that a lot.
Don't touch the coyote carcasses that you find.
Yep. They found lots of bones out there, and a coyote carcass that still has the fur on, and they'll go check on it to see if it's changing. Which, I mean, that's science, right?
Yeah.
Like that, you know. Okay, so along with stretching our comfort zones, I guess, we've always tried to impress upon our kids that things like how much money you make, your gender, your race, your sexual orientation, they don't determine your value as a person. And that's been all well and good, except that when we were living in Massachusetts, we were really only seeing certain types of people.
It was a very homogeneous suburban area.
Right. And so it's fine to say, you know, that, you know, no matter what your skin color is, you have the same value as a person, and that we treat people equally. But when there isn't a lot of diversity in the area, it's just, it's hard to really live that, I guess, or show it to them besides just talking about it. But since we've been on the road, we've definitely moved out of that little bubble and made friends with a wide variety of people, all sorts of different beliefs and backgrounds. You know, in the RV parks we've gone to, there have been really old, rundown rigs right next to really expensive rigs, and it doesn't matter. You know, the kids play together, and the adults talk and get along, and I think that's been a big pro. It's helped reinforce what we've been trying to teach the kids, you know, to show them that it doesn't matter where you come from or how much money you make or who you love, that you still have value as a person. And I think that can be hard for people to understand and internalize when they are surrounded by people just like them.
Yeah.
And as comforting as that is sometimes, to be surrounded by people just like you, that's really not good. So, I'm really grateful for the opportunity to show them the whole country, and, that no matter where you are and what you look like and how much money you make, like, everybody still has the same wants and needs, and everybody still likes watching Stranger Things and and picking up trash in the desert.
And picking up trash in the desert. Yeah.
But anyways, I think it's probably getting late now, so we need to cook and get the laundry from the dryers.
Yep.
So we'll wrap that up now.
Yep.
Thank you for watching, and as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share.
Jiggle, 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 jiggle.
Let's try this. Feel free to jump in.
I was
once you,
gonna
once
start
you,
something
once
to see
you
if you
catch what I'm doing.
once I
Okay.
smell what you're cooking.
Yeah. No, well, you're gonna be cooking, but
Once I start picking up what you're laying down.
there you go. Okay.